Contest picture title.
Test 1, 2. Test. August 2, 1990. We're in Aspen, Colorado. This is a press availability. It's an open event. Lent Sassick. Go ahead.
What? We plugged right in the water.
Go ahead, Mike.
So you don't have one? Probably not.
Well, let me first welcome Prime Minister Thatcher back to the United States. It's a very timely visit, and as you can well imagine, we have been exchanging views on the situation, the Iraq-Kuwait situation. Not surprisingly, I find myself very much in accord with the views of the Prime Minister. I reported to her on contacts that I've had since I left Washington, personal contacts with King Hussein, Mr. Mubarak of Egypt, President Mubarak, President Saleh of Yemen, a long conversation just now. I can tell you that Jim Baker has been in close touch with the Soviet leadership, and indeed the last plan was for him to stop in Moscow on his way back here. We are concerned about the situation, but I find that Prime Minister Thatcher and I are looking at it on exactly the same wavelength, concerned about this naked aggression, condemning it, and hoping that a peaceful solution will be found that will result in the restoration of the Kuwaiti leaders to their rightful place, and prior to that, a withdrawal of Iraqi forces. Prime Minister, welcome to Colorado and to the United States, and if you care to say a word on that, then we can take the questions.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for the welcome. We have, of course, been discussing the main question, as the President indicated. Iraq has violated and taken over the territory of a country which is a full member of the United Nations. That is totally unacceptable. And if it were allowed to endure, then there would be many other small countries that could never feel safe. The Security Council acted swiftly last night under the United States leadership, well supported by the votes of 14 members of the Security Council, and rightly demanded the withdrawal of Iraqi troops. If that withdrawal is not swiftly forthcoming, we have to consider the next step. The next step would be further consideration by the Security Council of possible measures under Chapter 7. The fundamental question is this: whether the nations of the world have the collective will effectively to see that Security Council resolution is upheld, whether they have the collective will effectively to do anything which the Security Council further agrees, to see that Iraq withdraws and that the government of Kuwait is restored to Kuwait. None of us can do it separately. We need a collective and effective will of the nations belonging to the United Nations. First the Security Council, and then the support of all the others to make it effective.
Mr. President, when Kuwaiti shipping was not in danger in the Gulf War, you put those ships under American flags. Now Kuwait itself has been invaded. The Kuwaiti ambassador says that they're desperate for help and that American intervention is of paramount importance. Will you answer that call, and how will you?
I answer that we're considering what the next steps by the United States should be, just as we strongly support what Prime Minister Thatcher said about collective action in the United Nations.